Welcome to episode 16 of Why Shy Why, guys. I today wanted to talk to you guys about, I guess the origin, right? Why is it that I'm in business? Why is it that the series is called Why Shy Why? And why is it that I keep saying this word why every time I talk to clients? Keep watching and I'll tell you why. So asking why can actually be a little bit more confrontational than you would expect, especially in my position where we're specifically talking to organizations that are requiring technology. Um, many people, the idea of technology is almost that it's all about the what, or maybe a little bit about the how. So what are we going to deliver and how are we going to deliver it, right? And I find myself keeping on asking the people that we're working with, why are we doing this? What is the reason behind it? Is there an overall, concept or a strategy in place that we actually is driving this? And I guess that's because I'm a bit of a business nerd and I really like to understand the business drivers of a particular client. But also, secondarily, it means that when I'm actually working on it and I'm talking to the team about this particular project, I can convey some of the passion behind it, right? And so I can actually instill a little bit of motivation in a developer, for example, to get this thing done because we might be changing the way an industry works or, you know, coming up with a brand new product for something that hasn't, an industry that hasn't seen anything like that before. So those are the sort of things that I keep asking people. And I find that interestingly enough, a lot of people sort of feel like a little bit, well, wait a minute, why are you asking me this thing? And it is kind of a little bit, I guess, unnerving because it happened to me last week. Someone said to me, "Hey, Shai, why are you even in business?" And I've been asked that a lot, earlier on, I guess. And in the last maybe 3 or 4 or 5 months, I haven't really thought about it as much. And I guess when I was articulating my response to this guy, it was it had evolved, right? And I guess when I first started, it was more about bringing a level of professionalism into the industry that hasn't been seen before, right? And as I sort of brought myself into the industry and was an option in the marketplace, I started to realize that, hey, it's not as bad as I expected it to be. There are people out there um, actually doing it the right way, which was really awesome to see. But also, a I started to realize that one of my assumptions, which was that uh, basically they're all cowboys out there and nobody actually knows what they're doing, and we just sort of trial and error our way through it. That wasn't necessarily true. And I started meeting some really key and very influential people now to me that took me down this path of realizing that it's not necessarily that, but it's more the maturity of the industry that I'm playing a part in, right? As I mentioned, I'm a business geek, right? I kind of like the way that business works. And most of enterprise software is for a business, right? And so what we do is we build enterprise software and we're doing it in the context of this business. And so when I ask things like, what's the strategic advantage of having a software system that does, feature X, people tend to be like, oh, never really thought about it that way. But it's awesome to have that because then we start a dialogue as to why we're actually building this thing. And that then translates to a priority list of features that we want to build, right? And so, what I guess I'm trying to say is that when you're thinking about enterprise software, think about the why, the underlying current of reason that has that has sort of perpetuated itself to a solution that you think is software, right? And when you get to that point, what you're going to find is that the solution is not necessarily the important part. The important part is the reason that you're implementing, or the reason that this problem has come up that you want to find a solution for. Once you've got that, you're sweet. All right, guys, so a little bit of a departure today around why and the reason why I call this series Why Shy Why. Again, please go ahead and share and like if you do find any of this industry interesting. Otherwise, you can give us a buzz if you want to talk again about why, and we can grab a coffee. Until next week, stay focused.